instant. This implies, for Kant, that space is ultimately something attached again to us, right? Uh, Infinity is also not something we have an experience of except in ourselves. Again, a very Cartesian idea. Right? I have an experience of infinity. Descartes calls it God. But this experience of infinity, which we say belongs to space, means that space comes again from us. Right? Infinity is not an idea that we derive from our physical experience. That's the thought. A universal concept at all times, in each case, applicable. That is space. That is something that implies for Kant that it comes from the subject. Whatever is universally present for us in our experience, Kant thinks is likely to come from the form of our subjectivity rather than the external world. So it's not that there's some object, space, that is infinitely divisible. It's that because we cannot experience anything without space, that's why we experience space as infinite. Right? That it's infinite because we can't imagine, it's impossible for us to experience being without it. Extremely complicated material. There's a lot of really difficult things that we could try and say about that. Okay. So I want to quote one more thing from Kant on 176 here. He says, "Now how can an outer intuition inhabit the mind that precedes the object themselves, and in which the concept of the latter can be determined a priori, obviously not otherwise, but insofar as it has its seat merely in the subject, as its formal constitution, for it being affected by objects, and thereby acquiring immediate representation, i.e. intuition of them, thus only as the form of outer sense in general." Right? So this is Kant summarizing what I've been trying to explain for the last hour. Right? So space is nothing other than merely the form of all appearances of outer sense, the subjective condition of sensibility under which alone outer intuition is possible for us. He goes on. We therefore assert the empirical reality of space with respect to all possible outer experience, though to be sure its transcendental ideality, i.e., that it is nothing as soon as we leave aside the condition of the possibility of all experience and take it as something that grounds the things in themselves. Right? So space has empirical reality. It is real insofar as we are concerned with nature as a scientific object. It is real insofar as we are concerned with practical matters, right? Ethics, getting things done. Well, maybe not ethics for Kant, but getting things done, business, keeping ourselves alive. Right? Space is empirically real. It is objective in a different sense than Descartes will use or used, right? It is objective in the sense that it is real in as far as any of the realm of appearances is real. But, he says, right, but it is nothing. Space is nothing as soon as we leave aside the condition of the possibility of all experience. That is to say, it's nothing if we get rid of this idea of subjective conditionality. It's nothing if we take it as the grounds of things in themselves. Space is not what grounds things in themselves, the world as it exists in itself, independently of us. Space is nothing without us, but it does constitute our empirical reality. All right, so let's leave it at that for today, and we'll come back and we'll discuss the intuition of time, inner intuition, for next class. All right, until then, thank you guys, and don't forget, in addition to having videos on Thursday, hopefully we're going to have a Zoom meeting, and we're going to talk about Kant, we'll talk about things, we'll catch up, we'll have some interface. All right, till then.